Happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Hey everyone, it's Movie Lover 120 here, and I'm here with a brand new movie review. And this movie review is going to be for a film that came out this weekend, and it's a bit of a different genre I don't really necessarily like, but I'm reviewing this movie because I realized I haven't had a special video or episode for this kind of day. And I decided it'd be nice to do a certain film in a certain genre, because today's a certain day, and that is, of course, a Valentine's Day special. I realize I still need to make a Valentine's Day special because I haven't made one yet. And for today's Valentine's Day special, or this year's Valentine's Day special, it's going to be for a film that came out this weekend, a brand newer romantic film that came out this weekend, and is often kind of talked about in the whole live chat I sometimes attend every Saturday, hosted by Lucamus Prime. And that, of course, goes to none other than this weekend's Marry Me. Yeah, I know that new J-Lo flick you guys have seen the trailers for. That one. Yeah. So, before I get into how the production started, let's get into the plot of this movie. Well, the plot of this movie is music superstars Kat Valdez and Bastin are getting married before a global audience of fans. But when Kat learns, seconds before her vows, that Bastin has been unfaithful, she decides to marry Charlie, a stranger in the crowd, instead. So yeah, that's pretty much the plot of the film. Kind of like a lot of romantic rom-coms. But how was this? Well, in April 2019, it was announced that Jennifer Lopez and Owen Wilson, who had actually starred together in this horror film called Anaconda, released in the 90s, would star in the romantic comedy film Marry Me. Kat Cora would direct, from a screenplay by John Rogers, Tammy Sadger, and Harper Dill, based upon the graphic novel of the same name by Bobby Crosby, and STX Entertainment would distribute. In July 2019, it eventually was announced that Universal Pictures, and not STX Films, would be the ones to pick up the rights and distribute the film. That same month, other stars in the film, such as Sarah Silverman, John Bradley, and Maluma, joined the cast for the film. Michelle Batia, Jamil, and Chloe Coleman were also cast in October, and principal photography began in and around New York City in October 2019 and concluded on November 22nd, 2019. I think, or November 22nd. Yeah, so the film was released both in theaters and streaming on Peacock, and has so far received mixed reviews from critics, and it apparently made around 8 million this weekend. Yeah. So, I watched this movie on streaming a few hours ago in prep for my review of it for the Valentine's Day special on my channel, and I gotta say, well, when I saw the trailers for this movie, I predicted this movie was going to be terrible. Just another cliched rom-com film. But after seeing the movie, I thought it was just alright at best. It was still not great at all, but it was still somewhat better than the trailers made it look. But that doesn't mean that there's nothing worth checking out here only if you have a girlfriend or wife of your own. They're probably going to obviously want to see the film. But for a minute. Despite the fact that this is a thoroughly predictable rom-com with no plot points that haven't already been seen a million times, it has just enough of a famed internet culture twist to keep it interesting. It also has just enough fish out of water humor for both of the lead characters and enough charisma from our two leads to keep you smiling the whole way through. I found this movie to be incomprehensibly sweet, and I had a decently fine time watching it. Now, while I will admit I'm not really a big Jennifer Lopez fan, but it's kind of more indifference than really anything else, and I thought she did kind of give kind of a decent performance in this, and I am a fan of Owen Wilson, though, and he's still pretty great in this, and how they end up together is so hilariously outlandish and baffling, you'll want to keep watching it, as long as you can prepare yourself for just any typical rom-com cliche you're about to easily find. Like, it's so crazy. I expected it to be terrible, but I actually tolerated it to some degree. Like, it had a 2000s charm to it. It was completely insane, but in the end, I was just like, okay, sure. I mean, it does kind of get a little rough in the middle for me. Maybe, like, because, like, this movie's actually around over an hour and 52 minutes, but I would have preferred if they just kept it down to an hour and 30 minutes. I think that would have made it way better. Because I don't think it really needed to be that long. The costumes were pretty great too, especially the wedding dress, and the end of the movie does seem to turn to a parody of itself, which I did find slightly confusing. I didn't know if the filmmakers either did it on purpose or not, but when it comes to the characters, I think my favorite character was Charlie's friend Parker. I mean, she was kind of hilarious. I mean, she's kind of the big comic relief of the film, but she kind of was pretty hilarious in just about every scene she was in, so yeah. So overall, other than that, that's about it. This movie's kind of pretty much your typical romantic comedy that comes out every Valentine's Day weekend. Nothing else more, so I guess if you are a J-Lo fan, or just only an Owen Wilson fan, or if you have a girlfriend or wife of your own that will obviously want to see this as a date film on Valentine's Day, then I guess give it a watch. But I recommend, for the best experience, and I guess you could just stream this movie instead, because if you or your wife are still not comfortable going to theaters, because it is on streaming services. It's on Cineplex Store if you're in Canada, but everywhere else worldwide it's on Peacock. So I don't think you should have a problem streaming this movie if you still don't feel safe going to a theater. Alright, but anyways, that's it for my review of Marry Me. And if you're wondering how I'm going to rank Marry Me, here's how I'm definitely going to rank this movie. I'm going to give Marry Me a 6 out of 10. And there we go. That's it for my review of Marry Me, and I'm sorry this review is a little short, guys, but I just don't really review rom-coms, and really, but this was kind of my first Valentine's Day special, so sorry this video was a little short. And because like I gotta go to bed in like an hour and a half, so I decided to record this video tonight so I can still do my Dark Knight Rises review tomorrow and still stay on track for my Batman reviews and thing. But hopefully the Dark Knight Rises review is going to be a lot longer than this video. But yeah, until then, that'll be it for this video. Thank you all for watching. And if you like this and want to see more, then don't forget to like and subscribe to Movie Lover 120.